live chat up here. See who we got on here. Got nobody on here yet. We've actually had a pretty hectic week this week. We've actually had a few people come in, a couple come in, Rich and Debbie from the United States, avid golfers come in, kind of cool. How you doing, Rich? What's going on? Also, we had another guy, another fella come in here named Steve. I picked him up today, and he moved into the Dasma area. Really, really nice guy. I had to pick him up at a hotel in there. It was kind of like a rough section of Manila. It's kind of a funny story too. But anyway, that's what's happening this week. So next week, hopefully it'll slow down a little bit so I can get a little rest and stuff. Like this week here has been hectic also with the program that we did with bags of rice and everything. So it's kind of cool though. Kind of a really nice week to have. See, Mike married to a beautiful woman. Good evening from Ottawa, Canada. How you doing, Mike? Good to see you on here. I think I've seen you on here before. I'm not sure. Let's see. We've had a couple of people from Canada before. So we got 9 people, 5 thumbs up already. Thanks, guys. So tonight's going to be open forum. We can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be Philippine stuff, but let's try to keep the politics stuff down if you don't mind. I don't mind a little bit of politics, but let's not get into it too much. Try to stay off that subject if we can. Good evening, Mike. How you doing? Let's see. He says, good evening, Steve. Headphones to you while working my reports for work. Okay, that's cool. Amphib Av says, what's going on, Steve? Up early. Got a Charlie horse on my butt keeping me up. There we go. Peter Chapman says, how about an account? I'm married now, and I'm wondering if I can claim them as dependents. I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to get at, Peter. Let's see, Traveling Hobo. Good evening from toasty Tagum City. There we go. You know, for 4 months here, we've had, if you want to hear about a weird weather pattern, we've actually had 4 months of dry weather here, and it seems like we're going into like another month of it too, like a 5th month. Really weird weather here. Usually we're hot over here and it's sticky and humid. We haven't had any sticky weather at all. Michael L says, when I put the word listening on the headphones, I'm out of okay, I gotcha. Mr. Sarsilis, hi Steve. When will you get a Starlink so you can live stream walking around? I was actually thinking about getting a Starlink. We're contemplating getting that for many reasons because of the our Wi-Fi breaks down on occasionally, and I think that would help. You won't be able to walk around with it though. Dean Thompson's on board. Hello, Steve, and everyone else. How you doing, Dean? Good to see you on here tonight. Dean, we will probably do something maybe this week or next week to get together. Maybe we can do another Chili's thing and meet at Chili's or TGI Fridays or something like that. Gordon Kistler, hey, Steve, I'm watching. Sinful, hi, Dean. I don't have anything going on this week, hopefully. I do have something going on. I'll actually try to call you this week if I can. All right, or give me a call tomorrow if you remember. I'll try to call you if I have some time tomorrow. Winston Herring Jr., flooding, good morning here in Chowchilla, California. Your channel is awesome. Thank you. Let's see. Mr. Sarsilis says, I will get 2 when I move over there. The internet is really good. I'm thinking about getting one. It's just a matter of money and dynamics right now. I'd have to do some changes around the house here for sure to do that. And I don't want it to get broken during a typhoon either. And we got heavy winds here almost all year long. Anybody that knows my place here, we always get good winds here. Peter Chapman, I'm here in the Philippines and want to know if I claim my wife and child as dependents on my taxes. I think they have to be U.S. citizens, okay? I'm not really up on the tax thing on that, but I'm pretty sure if they're not American citizens, I don't think you can take them off on your taxes, unfortunately. Now, your wife, maybe. I'm not sure about the children. I'm not sure how that would work. If she doesn't have a social security number, I'm not sure. You'd have to check that, take that up with somebody that's in the, in the tax world, an accountant or something. I'm not an accountant by any means, and I don't want to give you any bad tax advice. Actually, my taxes are really convoluted this year, so I hate taxes. Mike married to a beautiful woman. Can you do a video on fees for the extension and the fees for the biometrics Also, average cost for dental. Well, let's talk about dental a little bit. Dental here is super cheap. Um, but go to a good dentist. You know, you're going to pay a little bit more. Like I go to De La Salle University Hospital, I pay a little bit more, but I get good dental work. A lot of times when you go into the regular dentist here, if you get even a little cavity, they're going to say, well, let's pull the tooth. And that's what they do. I noticed with the kids here, they don't fill cavities, they pull the tooth because it's cheaper. You know, and that's what they look at it like a price thing, and it shouldn't be a price thing. Sinful says, Peter Chapman, yes, you can. Okay, that's good news. Sinful would know. Edward, because his wife is Filipina. Edward Pierboom, hi, Stephen from Texas. Thanks for the show. Sinful says, if you're married and caring for your kids, then you should. That's good to know, Sinfuls. I never knew that before because I'm not married, so. Dean Thompson, Sinfuls, hey, brothers. Sinful says, hey. Sinful says, no, my wife is not a citizen. Okay, interesting. She is legally my wife, marriage, but does have social security number. Okay. So maybe it has to do with a social security number, or I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a tax accountant. This isn't a tax channel. Lynn says, Monday we'll start PST. Good evening, Steve and all. How you doing, Lynn? Yeah, taxes are way too convoluted for this channel, especially living over here. I have an expat person that does mine. Not an expat person, an expat tax service through H&R Blocks. They have H&R Block expat, and if you go through them, they will do your taxes and they can explain pretty much everything. And my business thing is what's killing me right now because it's very convoluted for the channel. Amphib Ave, any movement on U.S. forces in the Philippines? There are some here, but not many. I hear the Marines will move their maritime preposition ships to land base ops. They cut down from 13 to 7 ships, Philippines and Australia. I haven't seen anybody around here. I haven't seen anybody at the base. I mean, not the bases, at the malls or anything that's from the military. They could be in civilian clothes or something like that, but I haven't seen anybody with the tight haircuts and stuff like that. Nothing. And, you know, most of them are probably up north, I believe, if I remember correctly from the map. Sinful says, I just checked my return status and my refund approved and will be in the bank in about 5 days. That's cool. I wish I had a refund, but I don't. Let's see. Robert Almeida. Hey, Steve. Do you get NFL games there in Dumaguete? I'm not in Dumaguete. I'm in Tracy Martirez near Manila. You can get NFL games. There are ways to get it. I'm not a big sports fanatic, so I wouldn't really know about that. But I know there are people here that do get football and baseball and all that stuff, and you can mostly get it on the internet too. Mr. Sarcillas says, yes, be very careful with them. Most dentists and PH are really bad. We had a lady down the street, and I did a video on this. It was the first dentist I went to, and I was just looking for a dentist, nothing more. So I figured I'd go in, get to know the dentist. I had my teeth cleaned a few months before at a dentist back home in the States. They said, Steve, you got really good teeth, no cavities. I come here, the lady's telling me I got 8 cavities, and I immediately walked out. I just paid my bill and walked. And then I went over to another dentist over in De La Salle. When I got over to De La Salle, the dentist cleaned my teeth. He says, Steve, your teeth are good, no cavities. And I told him the story. And he says, yeah, we got a few of those around here, unfortunately. So it goes to show you have to be careful with your dentist over here. Go to a hospital dentist if you can. Traveling hobo, if the child's parent is American, then get them their U.S. citizenship, then a SS, and that should be good. Yes. I think you should get that anyway for a lot of reasons, you know. There's a multitude of reasons. Dean Thompson, okay, I will ride with Sinfuls. Okay. We'll talk soon, Dean. Try to call me tomorrow if you can, okay? Dickie Spaz says, hello, Steve, Sinfuls, and chat. Peter Chapman, thanks for all your advice, and your food drive was fantastic. Good, true show of human competition. And you should be proud of your accomplishment. Thanks. That's something we're probably going to do every 3 months. We're going to try to get other people involved too. Maybe some of the other expats. Maybe Sinfuls could get involved in Dean too if they want to. We had a really good time. I'm going to let you guys know. This was just like a dry run. So next time we would like to do a much bigger one and feed more people. And if you saw the people there, you can understand, you know, why we help. Tom and Jerry in the Philippines. Good evening, Steve. Enjoyed watching the food giveaway. Thanks, man. Let's see. Sinful says wife has to be at least a U.S. resident. I just read, so a green card holder. Okay, so in order to get the a deduction for your wife, you have to be a green card holder then. So that's interesting. Let's see. Sinful says you cannot claim your spouse who lives overseas as a dependent, but you can claim other people who are U.S. citizens. Yeah. See, that's what I thought because that's what I had heard. Lloyd White, good morning, Steve. Recently, you aired a video on your water. Is there any update? No. We're not seeing any worms in the water as of right now, but you never know when they're going to show up. They just kind of show up. We think that part of it might be that they might have opened one of the water pipes down further, and what happened is that when they were building the bridge down below, and that's how they might have got in there. But we're really not sure. We just don't know, So I'm hoping we don't see them, but we've seen them before throughout the year. But it could be when they add in a pipe or something like that. But hopefully it stops. I don't drink that water, so I don't worry about it. When I take a shower, it's clean. It's you don't smell anything from it or anything like that. But the water's clean here. It's supposed to be good, but there's worms getting in somewhere. 2001 says no NFL or NHL blackouts from overseas, assuming you buy the season pass. There you go. So you just buy that's what I thought it was, a season pass. Sinful says, so my wife must be at least a U.S. resident, Peter. Sinful says, so like a green card holder. Lazy Larry C says, hi Steven, sorry I'm late. No problems, Larry. Let's see. Hi Sinful, he says. Joshua Subtle says, if I get an SRV, I can bring my wife and kids. We are both U.S. veterans. Absolutely. I think you pay a little bit extra for that, Josh. There is an extra added cost to that for some. And you can talk to Mary Rose about that. You can contact me at steven5975@yahoo.com, and we can put you in touch with Mary Rose. Mary Rose is one of the few people. She gets paid by the PRA to help you. So there's no cost out of your pocket because that comes out of your application fee, which you're going to pay no matter what. So you might as well use her because she's free. She's free to you. Obviously, you paid for it through your application fee, but some people don't use an agent, and then why wouldn't you when it's free? That's what I tell people. You know what I mean? And I help you for free too. If you use her, I'll work with you, and I'll help you even if you're working just with the PRA and you want to do it alone. But I highly recommend using her, and it helps her out too, and it actually helps you out even more. Sinful says, hi Larry. Dickie Spaz says, I watch the NFL games via IPTV on Fire Stick. That's the thing you want. Yeah, it's the Fire Stick. The Fire Sticks are really, really good over here for a lot of people that like to watch certain shows and stuff like that. I also subscribe to shows on Apple TV too. And I think they have baseball on there. So, because I know they had baseball on there for a while. Mike married to a beautiful woman. Hi, Triple L. Amphib Ab says, XFL plays today, then after that, season ends. Spring football, USFL. If you don't get ESPN2, watch highlights on YouTube. Fantastic football. Lazy Larry says, hi, Mike, married. Two-wheel dragon daddy. Good evening, Sir Steve. How you doing? Let's see. Dean Thompson says, I have seen several military in the area, and I have some of my young, now older soldiers here. That's cool. That's cool that you see. And so I haven't seen any. And I've been around up in Manila for the past day, and a couple other days I was up there too. I haven't seen anybody getting off planes or anything. So I'm wondering how many there are overall. I'm hearing like it was like 400 or something that came in over the past 2 weeks, but I haven't been able to verify that with anybody yet. That's what somebody said though. Peter Chapman, thanks, Sinful. David Hess says, good evening, Steve. Sinful says, you must complete Form SS-5. You must also provide original or certified copies of documents to verify your spouse's age, identity, and citizenship. So you do need to do all that stuff then. You do have to, she does have to be at least a green card holder, okay? 2001 Lexta Lioness. A foreign wife then files separately. I don't know if they could file separately. That's, like I said, that's a tax question. Sinful says, if your spouse is not eligible to get an SSN, they can file Form W-7 with the IRS to apply for an ITIN, the tax number. Let's see. Ken Christofferson says, hi, Steve. First time on your stream. QQ, Ken. I live on $1,400 US a month. Ken in Denmark. Wow. I'm going to be honest with you. You can, okay. I'll say it this way. Um, it's hard living on 1,400 over here now. It's not like it was before. And a lot of people will tell you, oh, you can live on 500, you can live on 800. Don't. It's not living. It's not living. You can anybody can live. You can live on $10 a month. You know what I mean? If you really tried and you were out in the woods picking leaves and eating leaves. But I mean, who the heck would want to? And on 500, it's not living. You can get a $70 apartment over here, and you still got to pay the electric bill and other stuff here, and there's other bills, and plus you need medical care and all that. But 1,400, you can do it. It's pretty close. Like I would say, at a bare minimum, 1,500. That's what I would say, and you're pretty close to that. Um, you, you could do it, but I wouldn't recommend it. That's what I'll say. Okay. Arby Tagura says Sawyer filter, set up a gravity feed, then boil it. I can design a simple distillation system for you if you like. Let's see. Thanks, Arby. Lynn says, good thing Steve and Tracy Martinez. There's no water shortage. My relatives in Las Piñas, where I lived before, BFRV and Moonwalk, they have water. They have water shortage. Wow, that's pretty bad then. That's not good. Yeah, we don't have a water shortage here. That's a good thing. They should actually shut the water off around 10:30, 11 o'clock at night till 3:30 a.m. Sinful says, not to put down mood on chat, but Steve, did you hear of the guy that killed the 4 kids there in Tracy? I did. Badette was telling me that was terrible. I didn't hear much about it, just what Badette told me, my girlfriend. That is terrible though. Peter Chapman says, I was in touch with her. I was in touch with Mary Rose. My best option is 13A marriage visa. Okay, Peter. Let's see. Mike married to a beautiful woman. I took my Asawa to dentist at Lee and Dumaguete. She upped the price by when she saw it. It said, I can't read the price. I think it says 2,000. When she saw me, I told her. She gave a quote for complete work and has started the work. Hold on a second, guys. I got a bee here. I just had to kill him off. I didn't want to get stung. It was a yellow jacket. Let's see. Sinfuls. I have Apple, Philo, YouTube, Premium, and Netflix. I got Netflix. I actually like Netflix. Myrna Chavez says, "Hi, Steve. Watching from South Korea. Shout out to my husband, Rob Paul." Leonard Lund says, "Hi from Houston, Texas. Mike married to a beautiful woman." Hi, Leonard. Leonard Lund says, "Hi, Larry." And hi, Mike, he says. Let's see. Sinful says, "I am sure the military are coming in on MAC-type flights to the air base." Probably. You're probably right, because I think those are all air bases, so they're probably coming in on those. That makes sense. That's probably why we're not seeing them at the airports, because I'm at the airport quite a lot. Mr. Sarcilla says, also, Steve, any thoughts on farmland transformation to resident land? Because I'm thinking of buying some land there. We have okay, my answer to that is we have an attorney, okay? And you can ask her questions. If you send me an email at steven5975@yahoo.com, she's very reasonable, and she might even answer that one for free because it's just a quick question, okay? And then tell her you're thinking about using her, and she's actually an excellent person to use to do stuff like that. So if you want to talk to her, just let me know. She's one of the better attorneys out there because she's very reasonable too, very reasonable. She doesn't gouge people, and she takes care of all my people, Lynn says, Sinfuls, I heard that man is live-in partner of the mother. So sad to hear. I guess the main mistake is the mother, why she allowed her lip to left to kids to him. Okay. Jeeves Winston, hi, Steve. Sinful says, Lynn says, yes, I hate hearing much such things. It is terrible. That's terrible that happened. Joshua Subtle, my family is planning on moving there for an extended amount of time. We have a budget of $4,000 US per month for a family of 4. Do you think that would be plenty? Yes. I have a family here of 5, basically, okay? Because we have a couple of my girlfriend's family members living here. And we have her daughter and 2 other kids. And that's more than plenty. That's about what I live on, okay, with my AdSense money, and we can pretty much do everything that we want on that. It depends on what type of house you live in, stuff like that, but I mean, you can pretty much live in almost any home that you want here for that price. But I would still shop around for a decent priced house. Don't just move into any house. And you can probably even get a furnished house. I was looking at a furnished home today, 2 bedroom, in a gated community, beautiful place, really spread out over in Dasma, and it was 350 US. So, Joshua Rizal Foreman says Joshua Subtle, more than enough. Best if your family can buy property rather than rent, but 4K is more than enough. Yes, definitely more than enough. You'd only need 2 to 3K, but 2 to 3K is a sweet spot for the average person, family, couple, whatever. That pretty much fits everybody, and that's one of the reasons why I come up with. If you're single, you can live cheaper, but eventually most people hook up with somebody, and that's why I put the 2 to 3,000 sweet spot budget. Let's see, Edward Pierenboom. Steve, what is the deal with the jeepney strike? Would it still be easy to get around? Yes, we found ways to get around. We didn't have any problem. The jeepney strike was mostly up in Manila. We didn't have too many problems around here, and we could still get grab rides, and that's what we were using. But there was still jeepneys and still tricycles going around in some areas. Sinful says, agree on that budget. So Sinful agrees with that. He's on the higher end budget. Let's see. Joshua Subtle says, Josh Foreman, my family is American. I don't think we can buy property. You can buy a home if it's on leased land, okay, Josh? And you can, if you need help with that, get in touch with me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com. I can hook you up with that attorney. Let's see. Dean Thompson says very few military will come in civilian airplanes. I used to travel. It was funny, when I was in the Navy, I traveled everywhere by civilian planes, but that was in the Navy, it wasn't the Air Force. Let's see. Dickie Spaz says Fed sees 2 banks after depositors runs. I heard that. One of them is in Silicon Valley. One of them had ties with Massachusetts. I guess there's a couple of branches open up in Massachusetts. I did see that, Dickie. That's kind of scary. I'm wondering why the depositors are running. That's scary that that's happening. Under this president, nothing surprises me. It just doesn't. Steve Ford. Hi, Steve. Did you know attorneys charge a retainer monthly? This gives lower rates on services. He said compulsory if long term. My attorney will charge you by the job, or if you want to do a retainer with her, whatever. Usually she's very, very good. Yeah, some want a retainer though, and it depends on the attorney that you have too. So just remember that, Steve. I know you're down there in, I think, Iloilo, right? You're right near Iloilo in Panay. Mr. Sarsilis says, Sinfuls and Steve, thoughts on the Philippines replacing jeepneys with electric versions of them? Somebody told me that some of the versions that they want to replace them with have AC. I'm not sure if they're all electric. I think a lot of them are, but I'm not sure all. I've seen some of the ones that they had up in Manila riding around for a while. They're not that nice. They're not a really nice looking vehicle, and I don't know if they can keep up with the traffic, to be honest with you. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But I haven't. Those are the older versions. I'm sure they got newer versions now, and I think those are just test vehicles. But they still have them parked up there, and they don't use them that much. So that's kind of odd. Simple says, Mr. Sarsilis, well, it would be a great improvement on pollution. That's true. And noise, but it will be a costly venture for jeepney owners. Yeah, I don't think most of these guys can afford that. We'll see what happens with that. I don't think that they'll ever switch over because people just don't have the money unless they come up with some sort of loan thing, and you don't want to go into some loan program with China. Peter Chapman, I rent my house for 120 US, and it's a decent house. Yeah, you can. This house is even around here. You can rent for that, like 1 or 2 bedrooms, and they're usually fairly decent. Usually, you got to do a little bit of work, maybe replace a toilet or paint it or put some, things inside there. You might have to do a little bit of plumbing or something like that. And Sinfuls gives out my email if you guys need to contact me, Steven5975 at yahoo.com. Dickie Spaz says, gas up 60 cents in 1 week to $4.50 a gallon in West Phoenix. That sucks. Mr. Sarsilis says, here gas is $1.6, so we are fine still. Sinfuls, Dickie Spaz, diesel here down to 60 pesos per liter. Woohoo. Lynn says, Steve, maybe my uncle. He's a late Navy too. Kerry Mills from Ohio. No, I don't know. I don't know that name. Doesn't sound familiar. Ricky Renzo says, "Hi, Steve. Advance Happy Beer Day. Thanks. I'll be the big 6-0 on March 20th." So, DJ Joe, hey, Steve. You being an SRV holder and permanently living in the Philippines, would you consider buying a house as opposed to just renting? I can buy a house but put it on leased land. You know, even though I'm an SRV holder, we cannot own land here. Somebody said that they're trying to change that, but I haven't heard anything, and I'm usually on top of that. But I did have somebody say that there's somebody out there talking about it. So be interesting if that ever takes place. But I don't think it will. I like the way it is right now, for many reasons. I think it protects the Filipinos from getting bought up by China and stuff like that, and all these other countries. I think all the land would disappear here. It would be a totally different place. If they change that, the whole Philippines will change. Trust me. You know, I might actually do a video about that soon, because it would be like pressing a self-destruct button. You know, Sinful says, "I had my birthday 2 days ago. I went to a resort for a few days." Lynn says, "Sinful's belated happy birthday." Yeah, happy birthday, Sinfuls. Let's see. Sinful says thanks. Sinful spent my birthday with just my girls. There you go. Amphib Av, when was the last time you had pumpernickel bread? Pumpernickel bread, wow. It's been a long time, probably like 10 years. You know, you can get some breads like that once in a while at some of the bakeries. They'll bake it up, but not pumpernickel too often. I don't even think I've ever seen it here. Michael L. says, "The failure of Silicon Valley Bank has nothing to do with politics, just bad business decisions. This was not a consumer bank. It catered to crypto and startups." Well, that'll do it. Crypto is kind of funky. You know, there's people that invest in that, and I have myself, and I know Sinfuls has too. I've made money on it in the beginning, but I'm not sure it's going to be like it was before, because there's so much stuff out there to invest in, and some of them I think are just scams. Sinfuls, "I am 9 months from filing for SS." There you go, Sinfuls. I'm about 2 years away. So, Dickie Spaz says, "People moving large amounts of dollars into banks offering 3 to 4% on CDs." That's not bad at all, but with the inflation rate, it's not the greatest. It's better than 1% or 1/4% like it was. And M says, "Happy belated birthday, Sinfuls." Lazy Larry says, "Dickie Spaz, I thought it was here in Albany, New York area. 345 USD. Sinful says, "Michael L, yes, my crypto is down bad today." Wow, that's not good. I invested a little bit in, was it Shiba Inu or something like that? I think it's called Shiba Inu. It's one of those ones that it's really, really cheap. You get like 1 million of them or something like that. I want to say Shiba Inu. Dickie Spaz, Dickie Spaz says, "Lucky you, Lazy Larry." Leonard Lund says, "Gas here in Houston, 275. That's great, but that's gas country too. Oil country, rather. RLV says, "Steve will soon be dual here. American and senior citizen eligible to special lane." There you go. I have the card from the SRRV, and that actually works to get you discounts here already, which is kind of funny. But yeah, I can actually use the senior lane now. Sinful says, "ROV, ha ha ha." Yep. Sinful is already there. So, Steve Ford, "Steve, do Philippines credit cards work worldwide? I will be based there at the end of the year. Travel to China 6 times a year. Will be paid in China." I'm not sure. I just know about American cards. I'm not sure about Philippine cards. I never had a Philippine credit card. I heard my ATM card is only good in the Philippines for my BDO. That's what they told me when I got it. Now, that was 5 years ago. Maybe it's changed by now. Joshua Subtle says, "Should I come alone to the Philippines to check it out before I bring my family? I heard there are a few places that are not too safe for American family." You know, Josh, I think it's a good idea to come check it out. I know where you have kids, you wouldn't be able to bring your wife because she'd be staying with the kids or whatever. But yes, I would definitely check it out. If you want, you can always call me. I can give you some ideas of safe places you could go, and then use that as a jumping off point till you find a place you like. And these places are good places too. Dasma, Tracy, out where Rich lives in that area. Rich can probably name a few places too out in his area. Tom and Jerry in the Philippines, only 11 thumbs up, 68 watching. Let's see, we got 70 people, 32 thumbs up now. Mr. Sarcilla says also, you have a resident loophole there. You can buy land and a house if you're married to a Filipina. Yes. When you die, the house will go to her or the kids automatically. So again, like Steve's, yes, that's true. If you're married, you can to a Filipina, but if you're not, then you can't. I, let's see, fresh aloha. Love your show. I'm moving there to Ormoc, Leyte area within a year to retire. Living in the Bay Area now. Too expensive here. I'm thinking of buying a house. Is $2,000 a month retire enough to live? Yes, that's in the sweet spot. Sweet spot. You should be saving a little bit of that money from when you turn in your 70s too. So make sure that you put a little bit of that aside to save for when you hit your 70s and your insurance goes up. Because your health insurance will go way up then. Sorry, guys. Dickie Spass says, Leonard, I miss living in the Houston metro area. Sinful says, Joshua, subtle crime is much lower here than most U.S. cities. Yes, most places here are fairly safe. I mean, when you go south, there's a few islands and stuff that have like issues with, terrorism and stuff like that. But for the most part, most places are safe here if you stay north. If you stay north, you're pretty good. And if you ask the locals about the area, hey, is this place dangerous? They'll usually tell you. Leonard Marlin says, hi, everyone at Samal Island, Garden City Public Beach. We've had a great day. If you ever get this way, check this beach out. The water's beautiful. We only have to pay for parking for the day, 40 pesos. Lynn says, Steve Ford, not at all credit cards in Philippines will work out worldwide. I didn't think so. American EXP is all over the world. Let's see. Mr. Sarcilla says, lawyer and you can buy until like max square meters and stuff. You can read. It is Philippine Ministry website. Okay. Michael says, use American credit cards. They give better rewards than Philippine credit cards. Definitely. I've actually got some pretty good rewards off my card for using it over here. Whenever I buy something big, I use my credit card. Dickie Spaz says, Mr. Sarcillas, land my wife has titled in her name and our son's name. Steve Ford, thanks, Lynn. Is it commonly used there? Let's see. Lynn says, Steve Ford, you're welcome. Let's see here. Two-Wheel Dragon Daddy, good night, good morning. Simple says, PNB Debit MasterCard, Philippine National Bank. PNB Debit MasterCard is a PIN-based ATM card which provides 24/7 banking convenience using various channels. The card can be used across the globe. That's cool. Steve Ford, Lynn, my French bank canceled my credit card as I travel too much. That's interesting. That might have never canceled me because I have a U.S. address, so they don't have any idea what's going on. MM says, Steve Ford, most PH credit cards do work. Most PH do work abroad. It says, just call the bank ahead of your country of destination so they won't put a hold on it. I don't think most. I think some of them do. Because I've talked to a couple of these places. They tried to give me a couple of credit cards, asking me if I want a credit card. And I says, I don't think I can apply for a credit card over here. And then I was asking them, and they said that the card didn't work outside of the Philippines. But that was, just one card. But still, I've heard from other people, they said that they don't work. Let me see here. Laurie Craver says, North safer, but if China invades Taiwan, how could that turn out? Nobody knows. We really don't know. You know what I mean? I'm not going to worry about it at this point. I think Rich and I will probably stay behind. I'll stay here. I have nothing to go back to in the United States, and I'm sure Rich feels the same way. So Joshua Settle, the area I'm wanting to check out is Cebu area. I want to skydive and dive with the Thrasher Sharks. Is Cebu one of the more family-friendly areas, and is it budget-friendly? Cebu is more expensive than our area, from what I understand. The rentals are a little bit more expensive down there. Is it budget-friendly? For the amount that you have, I think you'll be okay. Okay? You should be okay. Fresh Aloha, what was your email again? Steven5975. Steven is with a V. Steven5975 at yahoo.com. I'd like to email you for information on the attorney I can use to purchase property or land that's on lease. Yes. You can talk to them and they'll give you all the lowdown on all that, okay? You can also talk to me if you ever need to contact me. Ask me for my phone number too. We can talk more, but I'll let you know what I know, you know. Steve Ford, Steve, I have a French address. They told me I must be 6 months in country. That's weird, you know, because U.S. never hassles me. I don't think they really pay, most of the credit cards don't really pay attention, you know. And I switch back and forth between different credit cards. Sinful says that Laurie Craver, not to worry, can't change what will happen. But honestly, I think overall we will be fine. Also, use your credit card once in a while on eBay. And it looks like you used it in the U.S. So just a tip if you buy something in the U.S. Craig Jordan, Leonard Marlin, I am a big fan of Island Garden City, Calvinico to Mayor. Michael S. says, never use debit card. If someone is running a skimmer, your entire account is in danger. Second, credit cards give better rewards than debit. Plus, you can get your money back easier if something happens on a credit card. Simple says, Cebu area is nice, though. Yes, it is. It's a little bit on the expensive side from what I'm hearing, though. But it depends on what area you're in again. But there are a lot of expats in Cebu. A lot of expats. Davao is nice too. That's actually a family-friendly area if you stay in Davao, but once you leave that area, some parts get a little sketchy. Lynn says, Steve Ford, yes, that's one of PH Bank requirements too. Dean Thompson says, I'm here until the bitter end. I feel the same way, Dean. If we ever get attacked, you and I will have to form a militia with Rich. Dickie Spaz says Roku Court stated 26% of its cash reserves for $487 million was in SVB when the Feds seized the bank. Wow. Sinfuls, I have no issues with USAA or Charles Schwab or my credit union. My credit union is really good. I mean, plus you got State Department Federal Credit Union, which caters to expats for you guys out there. You can look into it online. Leonard Marlin, Craig, I love it here, being here 1 year. Very easy to travel on the island. Sinful says, or my chase. Micah Mauricio is on board. Hello from Bohol. How you doing, Micah Mauricio? Sinful says, and Amex, LOL, too many to remember. Sinful says, Dickie Spaz, Roku rates are going up. Yeah, the same with Netflix. Netflix is going up too. Let me see here. Dari says, hey, Steve. How you doing, Dari? Welcome aboard. Hector Gubat says, are foreigners allowed to purchase life insurance and is it expensive? Yes, you can. You can actually, if you are looking for life insurance over here, Michael Onstad, our guy, who's in our group too, Michael Onstad, Onstad. He's also on Facebook Messenger. You can contact him and he can give you those prices. So that's a good thing. I have SBLI life insurance, which covers you anywhere in the world if something happens to you. And it's very reasonable. Savings Bank life insurance. You can look it up online, and it's very reasonable. And they have both types of insurance, both term and whole. Whole life or whatever they call it? That's what I got. So mine grows. Mine has like $5,000 value in there now. Michael L says Sinful's MX MR points and the Chase Euro points has given me many free business class flights and hotel stays. Hence, I am partial towards those cards. That sounds pretty good. Mine give me a little bit, but I don't use them that much. Every once in a while, I have a little bit of money on there. Simple says, Hector Gubat, we have an insurance guy who can get you that. Yeah, Michael Onstad can help you with that. Again, it's Onstad, and Michael's fantastic. Lynn says, Steve, have you been in Little Boracay over there in Cavite? Or Laguna, I guess, not sure. I want to check it out, that Little Boracay. Yes, I have. The place that they call Little Boracay, you leave from Ternate to go there. At least that's where I left from. And I rented one of the boats down there. It cost me like, I'll say it was like $15 to $20 or something like that to go there. And it was a little bit of a ride, but it was fun. We went out on a rough day too. So and the water was almost coming over the side of the boat. So it was a little bit sketchy because the boats are not that big. Dean Thompson says, let's attach Ma Ducey 50 cal on the back of Sinful's truck. There we go. Now we're talking. Let's see. It'd be like that. What was it? The guy there with the gold chains there and stuff like that. Mr. T. You know. Dowry says, hello, Sin. Amphib Ab. Most military travel on commercial flights, unless maybe space available or flight crews airborne. We haul military around all the time in the United. Sinful says, hi, Dowry. Joshua Subtle says, is there internet restrictions on websites there, or do I need to have a VPN? I've never had any restrictions from any sites, you know. There are some sites that are in the US that do not let you use things. You can, and the VPN does come in handy, but for the most part, most don't. I mean, if you're watching some things might get blocked on occasion, but I would say probably like 95% of the stuff is available, and it's very few things get blocked that much. Occasionally I'll get an article that's blocked. It says your area is not allowed to watch this, but if I flip on my VPN, I can look at it. So it's, you know, but yeah, you do need a VPN. Steven Unzid. Steve, did you used to drive a lunch truck? No, you remind me of a guy I used to golf with. No. Nope. Let's see. I used to drive with Lyft and Uber, and I worked as a school safety officer, and then I worked as a therapeutic mentor with kids for a long time too. Sinfuls, Joshua Subtle, have not found any restrictions yet. Let's see. RLV, really envy your Kubo. Very good to drinking, guitar and karaoke sessions. We actually have like dinners and barbecues here and stuff like that once in a while. See, Sinfuls has been over here a few times for a couple of those too, I think. Let's see. Traveling hobo to join State Department Credit Union ST. I think it's State Department Federal Credit Union. You first have to join a certain organization. I think $70. Yes, that's absolutely yes. Then State Department Federal Credit Union does a hard pull on your credit records. So I heard they probably do. You're right. But you get a lot of services from them, considering that you're an expat. Remember that they work with expats. So that's the best part of the State Department Federal Credit Union. Peter Chapman says, Joshua, VPN is the best way to go. Joshua Subtle says, Sinfuls, I use a website to stream NFL and NBA games. Just wanted to make sure I can watch my games. LOL. Let's see. Laurie Craver says, my son just got back from Cebu. He dove with the whales, saw falls, said everything was reasonable. He said his flight cost more than everything he did. He needs help with this. Any advice? You could contact me. I'm not sure what you need, though. He says flight cost more than everything he did. You can contact me, Laurie, at Steve, and ask me for my phone number at that email address that we just gave out. Sinful says we be Rat Patrol. There we go. Dari says, Joshua Subtle, the benefit for using VPN is programming choices. If you use Netflix, Hulu, etc., you want to watch American programs. Yeah, the VPN, you could use that for Netflix probably. I think you might get some more programming, some more movies on there that we don't get here sometimes. I just leave it on regular mode, and there's plenty of movies on there I can watch. Amphib Av says, first time I flew on military aircraft was working on DOD contract going to Diego Garcia in Marines fluke commercial. Let's see. Dari says, or other programs from other countries. You can go to Free Inter TV. It's not a great place to go for TV, but there is some pretty decent channels on there. Free Inter TV. Some of them are just looping channels. It's kind of weird, but most of them are regular channels, and they run about a half hour behind sometimes on some of them, but it's still kind of cool. It used to be you could get Fox News on there too. And you could get some other stuff too, but some of them are a little bit off. I'm not sure if they loop or something like that, but they have pretty recent stuff on there. Michael L says, Joshua said, I use a VPN for all Wi-Fi outside of my house. Also, to get certain content, you need to use a VPN to change what country you appear from. Yes, that's true, but I wouldn't do that too much with banks, Michael. I don't anyway. because my bank, when you turn on the VPN, it automatically sends like a thing to them, like a security thing, because they think you're doing something whacked out or weird or something like that. The lady at my bank, which is actually a credit union, she told me, she says, no need for putting a VPN on because we don't care if you're in or out of the country. So, but banks do. So be careful about that sometimes. Some banks do anyway. Dari, Sinfuls, LOL, Rap Patrol. Now that brings back memories, doesn't it? Michael L says, Sinfuls, I remember that show. I feel old now. Sinful says, Dari, LOL. Dumagetti Dreaming, 50-50. I have flown commercial dozens of times on official duty travel. The rest on C-130s. I just heard like a bee or something, but it's... Whoa, hold on. We got a lot of bees here tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Whoa! Let's see. Let me go back to where we were. I'm going to lose some of these probably, guys. Sorry about this, guys. Okay, here we go. Michael L says, Sinfuls, I remember that show. I feel old now. I almost got stung by that bee. Sinfuls, and I'm allergic to bees, so I got to be careful. Dumagetti Dreaming, 50-50. I have flown commercial dozens of times on official duty travel. The rest on C-130s, so yeah, that's back where we were before. Lazy Larry says, hi, traveling hobo. Let's see. Amphibab says, can you get Old Spice aftershave? There, yes, I bought some before. What aftershave do you use? I use Old Spice sometimes. Have you been shopping at Clark for U.S. goods? Clark is closed. Well, they have the, as far as any U.S. base. Let's see, Michael L. Dari, yes. Sinfuls, Amphib Ab. There is no PX at Clark for ex-military, from what I understand. Let's see. Fresh Aloha. Hi, buddy. Is the Ormac and Tacloban Leyte area really in danger zone for typhoons and floods, or is it pretty safe to live? I'm really not sure about that area. I have a map. You can actually get these maps at most of these national bookstore places, and they're places, it tells you what, if they get hit by weather worse than during, they give everything. The rainfall, is the rain spread out throughout the year? Because some places the rain is spread out throughout the year. Some get it like seasons. So you may want to check that out, Fresh Aloha, okay? But I'm not sure about Ormoc and Tacloban. I believe that is the middle of the Philippines supposedly gets hit more than us up north here. Lynn says, Amphib Ab, you can use Gillette. The Cosmic Nail, Eva Airlines is the cheapest and very nice. Sinfuls, the Cosmic Snail, I have flown them once. They were good. Michael L. Also, if you are in cafe... These bees are coming out from somewhere. I don't know where. Let's see. It's getting kind of scary here. Also, if you are in a cafe or something, VPN protects you against pineapples or other sniffers. Amphib Ab, I know there is no PX, but they sell American goods in Clark. Okay. Not a PX anymore, but pricier than the States. You can get most of that stuff at like S&R and stuff like that. I think I've even seen it at S&R, the Old Spice. Hector, goodbye. Is there a PX or BX or commissary in the embassy compound? There's a little tiny store in there, but they don't really sell that much. Or that little space where Marine barracks are. I don't think there is. Not that I know of. Dari, I watched a nice video from Joe Gilbert. He does a nice tour and overview of the Subic area. Really nice motorcycle tour, very clean and organized. Let's see, we got 77 people, 56 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Pee Wee Barnes says, hi, Steve. Hi, everyone. It's beautiful evenings here in Iloilo. Let's see. Sinful says, Hector Gubat, to enter the embassy, you need to have appointment or official business. Yes, that's true. But when you're in there, they do have a little store in there, but there's not much to it. The same with the VA. VA has about the same amount of stuff that the embassy store has, I think. Dickie Spaz, Old Spice, Hanes, Levi's. You bring extras of those, you're like gold. No, Old Spice is common here. You can get Old Spice even at Watson's and stuff like that. Some of the Watsons have it. Watson's and Mercury Drug. Craig Jordan, what is the official VPN of the Philippine Info Channel? We use Tunnel Bear because you can either, if it gives you a free service, or you can pay like, I believe it's like $60 or $100 or something like that for the whole year. I think it's $60. It goes on sale once in a while too. Steve Ford says, Steve, I get paid from a private bank in Sweden. They refused to transfer to Security Bank there. My boss had to intervene. Why is it such a risk there? I'm not sure. I don't have any problems sending money. Um, honestly, what I do is I do it through. See, I use Western Union, and I have the Western Union app in the U.S., and it costs me 99 cents, and it gets here usually within 4 hours. It says 1 to 3 days or 1 to 4 days or something like that, but it always takes 4 hours. If you start using them regularly, they always do it within 4 hours. Simple says, I just drove down from Nagasubu Highway towards Catalagan. Very nice road. Let's see. Hector Gubat, where do the U.S. ambassador and State Department staff live there? They probably live inside the compound there, I would imagine. That's a pretty big compound. There's a lot of area there, both near the VA. I think some of the VA staff lives on the VA grounds, maybe. I would imagine. Maybe some of them probably live off the grounds, maybe in their own homes or something that they rent or whatever. But I know the embassy there has a lot of area there, so there is a place on the side where there's a lot of people live there. Let's see, the Cosmic Snail. Leyte gets a lot of typhoons. Don't let that stop you. Build right and be prepared. Laurie Craver, Eva, thank you. We'll look that up. Craig Jordan, it says, message retracted. Simple as Craig Jordan. Ha 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 ha. Joshua Settle, is there places to get a cheap phone service for just a month for my trip? I don't want to bring mine, but I still want to have one like a burner phone. Yes. You can get cheap phone services here. There's all kinds of them. Even Smart and Globe are cheap. All of them are cheap. Lynn says, is that a cockroach lying, Steve? It's not a cockroach. It's a hornet. I got him right here, dead next to me. We actually have seen flying cockroaches. Some of them are huge, and they're scary looking things too. Sinfuls, Joshua Subtle, go on Amazon and buy a cheap unlocked phone. There you go. And bring with you. Sinful says, then you can buy a SIM at the airport. Craig Jordan says, think that typhoons arrive from the east. Yep, and then up to the top of the country. Okay. Craig Jordan says, the Philippine Info Channel is trying out for Dance Fever. Yeah. Amphib Clark has a commercial zone there, and the former base is utilized now selling U.S. goods. They sell appliances made in the States, candies, razors, aftershave. Surprise, you don't know. Oh, I know they have a commercial zone up there, but I just don't go. I don't live up there, Amphib. I don't live up there at all, so I don't even go up there. So I really don't know what goes on up there. And we have so much goods around here that I don't even bother going up there. I know that they don't have a PX, though. Simple, my deodorant is Killy, haha. Laurie Craver, check your phone service. T-Mobile is already set up. No need to buy a SIM. Yeah, if you do the Magenta plan through T-Mobile, but after a while, I heard that when you're over here, they might shut you down when they find out that you're in country for more than like 3 months or something like that. Dickie Spaz says, haha, no good, Sinfuls. BTM Betty's says, howdy. Welcome aboard, guys. Sinful says, I wired money from USAA to BDO with no issue. Same here. I mean, I use Western Union 99 cents. You know, I sent a large amount for $25. Darius says, Sinfuls, how do you know if the phone is unlocked? Usually they'll tell you it's unlocked. When you're buying it, though, that's kind of risky if you're buying a used one. Craig Jordan says, Sinful, mask required. Amphib Ab, Old Spice is in the States crazy expensive. It's expensive over here. I buy from NEX online, way cheaper. Navy Exchange. Dean Thompson, I use NordVPN for $48 per year on multiple devices at the same time. Yeah, Tunnel Bear has that too. You can do it on multiple devices. Dario, it'll say in the description. Steve Ford, Western Union in Europe now, max €1,000 a month. Yeah, here in the Philippines, though, I've sent more than 1,000. In fact, I send about 3,000 per month through Western Union, and it gets here fine. Um, I know Europe is a different bird, and the same with Canada. Sinful says, Craig Jordan, I have not wore a mask in months. Craig Jordan, Dean Thompson, Nord is my brand VPN. Dari says, I need a second phone for when I get off the plane. That's the first goal, to get a SIM card and Philippines phone number. Let's see, Sinful's ISU Express VPN. Let's see, Dari says, me too, Sin. Gene Lamb, Kumusta kayo? How are you? I am excellent, Gene. How are you doing today? Dari says, Express, Dari, $89 a year. Let's see, Liberty Can, has anyone made an actual checklist or to-do list that has the actual step-by-step process to prepare and get to the Philippines from the U.S.? Yes. Me and Justin did a video a few months back, and you can probably find it. It's within the past 3 months. We did a checklist, and you just have to write it down. It's very easy and simple. We did it online because we didn't want to do it, like, everybody's different, and this way here you can take what's relevant to you and write it down. Get a whiteboard, and get a checkoff sheet too. But check out that video. It's got a lot of good info in there. That's probably one of our better videos. I think we got about 10,000 views, I think, on that. I'm not sure, somewhere up there. We got a lot of views on it though. I'm not sure though how many. PIA is my VPN because see, Michael says I am too lazy to roll my own through DigitalOcean or AWS. Sinful says I will be near Clark in the next couple of years. Steve Ford says, Sinfuls, I send more than €1,000 a month. Okay. Joshua Subtle, get rid of those bees with Dawn dish liquid and water. Yeah, I don't know where they're coming from. I'm gonna have to spray this up above here, but we've been having a few problems during the day, but seems like at night they're all coming out. Liberty Can, do you have a vax to travel there? No. Michael L, isn't the Magenta plan just 2G on international data? It probably is, but it's good for sending SMS and those messages from your banks and stuff, the security codes. Google Fi gives me unlimited international data planet-wide. Yeah, they say Google Fi will do that, the same thing too, supposedly, but not the regular Google one. Mike D, can you explain the SIM card thing? So you can't have your regular phone. No, you can have a regular phone. The SIM card is the thing that they stick in the side, and they also have the cardless SIM or whatever now. Let's see. And Sinful says Liberty Can, no vax, but you will get swabbed on arrival. Yes. You can do tests 48 hours or less before leaving. Lynn says, Steve Ford, try PayPal, but I guess more expensive. I don't really like PayPal for sending money. I mean, I've used it to transfer money, like when people go to send me some money or something like that, and then what I do is I transfer it into my account, and then I use Western Union to send it over. So it's like, but to send it over here, I don't know if I would do that. They're a little bit on the high side. Michael L. Mike D, you just put a local SIM in your SIM slot at the airport. It's simple. You know, they'll do it for you. They do the whole thing for you. If you guys are worried about phone stuff here, when you're at the airport, they're very helpful there, and they do the whole thing for you, and they'll sign you up and all that stuff. And you know, for you guys that are gonna be on the tourist visa, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. I'm not sure how that works, the monthly thing, because they'll only let you have a phone here. You have to sign up. I think you can go on and re-sign up every month or something like that. There's some site you go to or whatever. Let's see. Mike Sinful says, Mike D's, yes, you can use your U.S. phone if you have a good overseas plan. T-Mobile, Magenta is good for that, yes. Dickie Spaz says, can you unlock your own phone? Very easy to do. You can. There's people here that do it in some of the places here. They'll unlock your phone. So I've actually unlocked a phone before following something online before on YouTube, and it worked. That was a long time ago. I'm not sure how hard it is now, but that was years ago. I remember doing it. But you can bring it to here sometimes. Sometimes they can unlock it for you. Amphib App says, I get free Netflix with T-Mobile, but stupidly I didn't cancel previous subscription thinking I would get it done automatically. They charged T-Mobile and me too. I didn't catch it till now. Dumb. I'm looking up at this thing. We have like a bug light up here, and that's part of the reason why they're getting they're heading towards that bug light, and then they fall down here. You can probably hear one frying up there now, but it's kind of scary. Steve Ford, Lynn, PayPal, you must be in the country to send. I travel all year round. Yeah, I use PayPal just to put it in my bank account and then send it from there. I think you can pick it up over here though. I'm pretty sure if you use that Zoom thing, but I've never used that. I don't know that much about it. Maybe somebody out there can write a little bit about Zoom. I believe Zoom is attached to PayPal. It says it's a PayPal company, I think. Fresh Aloha, I'm going there in August for 2 weeks to visit and get acquainted. What's the best way to pay for my rent-a-car and hotel stay? American credit card should work. Just let your credit card know that you're going to be out of the country. I ordered a Wise card. What is your advice for using money for my visit? Wise, a lot of people like Wise, as long as, if you load it up and stuff like that. We've had a lot of people commenting about Wise that they like it. So Wise will work. Michael L says eSIM. Lynn says, Mike D, PH SIM card, you can register online, just scan your ID, driver's license. Yeah, I had to upload my SRRV card to make it permanent because I'm a permanent resident here. So, I mean, they just scan, you can scan it or take a picture of it or whatever, and then you upload it. Liberty Cam, I believe you can unlock any phone, then get a SIM when you're there. Is this true? Some phones are harder to unlock. I know that the Apples are very hard to unlock, but some people can do it here. So just be careful about that. You might come here and then might not be able to unlock your phone. Dumagetti Dreaming says, how do you complete e-travel if you're not vaxxed? We talked about this last week. I think you can. I think we said that you still had to take the swab, and that's it. And then you're all set coming in here. Lynn says, yeah, in the airport it's fine. They can assist you there. Yeah, you'll be all set. When you get here, you can fill out the paperwork, or you can do it before you leave. It doesn't really matter either way. Just FYI for Dumagetti Dreaming. Joshua Sato, what would be a good amount of cash to bring for a month vacation? And should I use currency exchange at my bank first or bring PHP? Well, Joshua, here's the first thing. You really need to think about the cost of the hotels you're going to be using. Are you going to be staying at luxury resorts? Are you going to be staying at regular hotels? That's what makes the difference. And then just add up the days and figure out how much money you need for food. So if you're going to be eating at Texas Roadhouse and stuff like that every day, or Outback Steakhouse and expensive places, it's going to cost you a lot. I tell people, depending on if you're going to have a lot of friends or your girlfriend with you and stuff, at least 150, 200 a day, I would say at least, and you'll probably go back with some money in your pocket. Depends on how much you're moving about and if you're flying around the country and stuff too. I mean, I really can't give you a price on that because it's kind of, it's really up to you on how much you spend here. Let's see, Sinful's put up a website here. That must be for the vax. The Cosmic Snail, get a cheap Chinese smartphone for $75. Yeah, get the SIM and good to go. You need your passport now to activate. Yes, you do need that. And give it to someone who would love it when you leave. Michael L says, Steve, perhaps you need to install screens on your gazebo. Yeah. Sinful says, that is one of Steve's videos about prepping to come here. Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks, Sinfuls. That actually is an excellent video for any of you guys that are thinking about coming to the Philippines. Me and Justin go through a lot of stuff on that. I think that's the one I did with Justin, I'm pretty sure. Gene Lamb says, I used my T-Mobile International phone plan the last time I was there in the Philippines. I'm glad I did. Now I have T-Mobile Magenta phone, and I will use it when I get there this year. Lynn says, Steve Ford, I don't think so. Sinful's put up another video. Amphib Ab, that was a joke, last post. Okay. Michael L says, message retracted. Liberty Scan, are those CBs? Yeah. Michael L, your carrier will unlock your phone if it is paid off. Yes. Yeah, most companies, if you did a 24-month plan or 1-year plan for it or something like that, and you're past that time, you just call them up and tell them you want to unlock it. And then you can cancel your phone, come over here and start it up over here. Sinful says, when I travel, I prepay my hotels in advance, so that cost is done and over. You will have your flights paid. So just gauge on food, luxuries, and touristy stuff. Lazy Larry says, Liberty can LMAO. There we go. Sinful's know that one is from way back. Let's see. Okay, that's okay though. Doesn't matter. Thanks, Sinfuls. Another Steve video. He says. Let's see. We're up at 65 minutes, 83 people, 67 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Yeah, we got loads of bees here. This is like new out here because it's just started like today, and it must be a nest around here or something. I'll have to spray again. But we're up to, let's see. George says you get a better exchange for your money in the Philippines. Yes, we do really, really good here for when we exchange our money. We're at about 54 to 1. 54 was the last I looked. James Christian, my wife and I love Texas Roadhouse. The steaks and bread are the best. Is the Texas Roadhouse you go to there in the Philippines similar to the ones here in the U.S.? Yes, it's exactly the same. The meat's just as good. We go to the one at the Evia Mall. We also go to the one up in Mall of Asia. Mall of Asia is my favorite. I like the people there, and I know the people up there. We know the all the managers and stuff like that really well because we've talked about them before. And Texas Roadhouse really gives you a taste of home because everything tastes exactly the way it does back home. There's no change at all. Mike D says, "Can you get a good dentist in the Philippines?" Yes. If you go to the hospitals, that's where you get a good dentist. At De La Salle University Hospital here, where I am in Dasma, is really, really good. Fresh Loha says, "Great show, buddy. Very informative. Just curious, where are you from in the U.S.?" I'm from the Boston area, 20 miles outside of Boston. I used to live in Billerica, Massachusetts, and also in Lawrence, Massachusetts. And I also lived in Hyannis for a while too when I was younger. Let's see, Dumagetti Dreaming. Reason I asked, I was screened at PAL check-in. Having to get swab seems to put you at risk for missing your flight. They're usually pretty fast. RLV says, "Thank you very much for helping our people from your people." Thanks, man. I appreciate that. See, Michael L says, 55.18 at this moment. That's actually really, really good. I didn't know it was that high. Lynn says, "Mike D, yes, of course." Joshua Subtle, "Is there a charge for exchange? My bank charges $12 for up to 10K US dollars to PHP. Yes, there's charges. They're not that much though. I mean, the exchange rate here it depends on where you go, where you exchange your money. Let's see. Liberty Can says, "Any expats living in boats near you?" There are people up in Manila, a couple of expats that live at the place up there. I think it's a yacht club or something like that live up in Manila on boats, but not many. Liberty Can, any expats? Let's see. No. Sinful says, they now have Olive Garden in Mall of Asia. I heard that. Really good service there and new place. Very nice. Tony P says, "Sinful's Olive Garden soon to open in BGC." I got to go back up to BGC soon. I like BGC at the Venice Mall there. I love that place. I haven't been up there in a while. Steve Ford, I was actually up at the filling station today, right across from the filling station. I was picking up somebody there. It's kind of a crappy neighborhood though. You know, it was like run amok by prostitutes there, and I was there in the morning, and there was like at least 5 or 6 prostitutes standing on the street where I was while I'm loading boxes into the van. Steve Ford says, "Steve, rabies rampant there. We lost our puppy recently, too young to be vaccinated. He had all his other jabs when he passed, 4 months old." You know something, Steve? We had a cat down below here, not too far from here. We've actually killed three poisonous snakes here within the past probably 6 months, and that cat passed away from a snake bite. So we have another snake around here that killed a cat. So it must have been poisonous, we're figuring. Let's see. Mike D says, "Thanks everyone for answering. Appreciate the feedback." Sinful says, "Tony P, nice. I want to go see the 3D billboard." Lynn says, "Steve Ford, oh wow, rabies is very rampant here." Yes, if you get bit by a dog here, you want to get treated and have your dogs vaccinated too. My dog, I can't even get over to the place to get him vaccinated. He won't even let me take him. My dog's like a free roaming dog. Dari says, "A good franchise like the Texas Roadhouse will always continue their standards in keeping things consistent, food, service, etc." Yes. Texas Roadhouse, whether you go to Mall of Asia, and the same with Outback too, all of those are good. I do find Outback, it's a little bit, I won't say the food's different. I'll just say that the restaurant is not kept up as well as it should be. You know, it's kind of shocking, you know, to go in there and it's clean. It's just kind of run down and older. It looks. But the Texas Roadhouse, they're awesome here. Clean, nice, awesome waitresses, awesome service, and awesome managers. And the manager comes over to me every time, and you know, we talk and stuff like that. You know, they always, you know, come over to the table and make sure everything's okay. We usually bring in like 30 to 50 people when we go in there too. We're actually gonna be there this month too. Fresh Aloha snakes. Just curious, what kind of poisonous snakes are there in the Philippines? There's a lot of poisonous snakes. We have pit vipers, cobras, many different types of snakes. We have coral skeins. There's also like coral snakes and stuff like that. But this coral skein is different. It has like a lot of colors on it. I think that's the one we saw over here. I'm pretty sure that was the name of it. The one that we killed over here was pretty colorful. It had like rings around it. Sinful says, I like Buffalo Wild Wings next to me. Let's see. Fresh Aloha, Texas Roadhouse is the best. And let's see. ROV, haha, Steve, stay away from filling station, Pablo Khan too. Many lady boys in shady area. Yes, it is. Very shady area. The guy that was staying there, he wasn't too happy with the. He said if he knew that was the red light district, he wouldn't have probably stayed there. He didn't know that it was that bad there. Actually, it's kind of funny because that filling station place, if they moved that someplace like to a mall or something like that, that place would be excellent. It's supposedly is excellent too, but I mean, they should move it out of that neighborhood or something because that's a really crappy neighborhood. ROV says, haha, Steve, stay away. Let's see, we already read that one. Steve Ford says, Steve, Outback owner, lived in St. Louis. I met him when he was setting up Applebee's. He offered me a job opening his restaurants. That's cool. Liberty Ken, is it true if you put coffee grounds around the perimeter of your home, it keeps them away? I'm not sure. You want to know something funny, Liberty? Is I bought these giant things, and they're supposed to be snake repellent balls. They're green. And I smelled them, and it smells like just mothballs, like a giant mothball. And I have 6 of them underneath me, and I have about 4 of them above me, up in the corners over here and stuff. I put them all around, and there was a snake here this week, a brown one, that my girlfriend's niece saw, and then we never saw him again after we put those in there. So I ordered those online. You can order them online. Let's see. Randy Bryant says there are 4 species of cobras throughout the Philippines: the king cobra, the Philippine cobra, the spitting cobra, and the monocled cobra. I think there's more than that, actually. Geechee Lion says, trying to join. Good evening, no video. Let's see. Nice tub and tile refinishing. Texas Roadhouse is a great value stock to buy. Let's see. Dari says, Liberty Can, I heard growing a lot of mint. Yes. And mint takes off. I've heard that too. And it keeps away ants and other bugs too. But mint, when you plant a couple of them, it just overwhelms your whole yard. Geechee Lion says, okay, I can see now. Geechee Lion is one of the people working on the Medicare, am I right? I think that's Imperial Brown. Let's see. Sinful's Geechee Lion, the video is working fine. Try restarting the stream on your end. Sinful says, good. Dari, and you can use the mint for cooking and tea. Yes. It's very strong, though. Your whole yard will smell like mint, and after a while, it gets kind of overwhelming. Hector, goodbye. I like the smell of mint, but not all the time, and after a while, you get kind of burned out on it. Hector Gubat, Texas Roadhouse should give you a eat free for life card for bringing so much business to them. They should, but they won't. We actually get 20 to 30% off for everybody that goes with us. So, okay, Geech, I wasn't sure, Imperial. This is Imperial Brown. I refreshed to see now. Okay. Geechee Lion is the guy that's doing he's fighting for our Medicare back home for the expats, and he's been in Washington. For you guys that don't know, he's really fighting for our Medicare Part B, and he's been in touch with me on that, and he's doing a really good job on that. I've spoke about him several times on here. I think we even did, let's see, one or two videos where I mentioned him, and one we talked about the Medicare Part B and him. But what he's doing is really, really good. And I wish him well in that. And if he needs me to push anything or get you guys to write, I will do another video. Sinfuls says, Geechee Lion, I sent a long email. Yes, Geechee Lion, Sinfuls was one of the people that wrote in, but so did many others. I got tons of emails on that, so other people have written too. Joshua Settle says, our beef price is really high there. I noticed there is a lot of pork and chicken. Don't see much beef in the videos I watch. Joshua, I was at the meat market today, actually, up at Walmart. And yes, the beef is a little bit expensive. And it's hold on, let me get this another bee. Yes, but if you buy steak and stuff like, some of it's really expensive if you go through Rare Foods. There's several places up in Manila that will ship it right to your house. But it's really, really good steak and it's worth it. You know, but yeah, steaks and stuff are expensive. Even at Texas Roadhouse, they're expensive, but they're well worth it. Randy Brown, wish we had Texas Roadhouse here in the Western style restaurant of Davao City is TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays is not that bad. It's not my favorite. But they actually treat our group really, really good. That's one thing I'll say about TGI Fridays. They put on a show for us at the bar. I'm not a big drinker, but they put on a big show for us. Let's see, Sinful says, Joshua Settle. Let's see, I buy Angus burgers at deli near me. They're $6 each, but they are good. Geechee Lion says, Sinfuls, thanks. I'm looking to meet with reps in Chicago area. Yeah, Geechee, keep me abreast of that as much as you can. Just send me messages. If you get any more news that somebody's going to be doing something with it, let me know. Or if you need me to do another video, we can talk about that, and then I'll interview you on the phone, and then I'll talk about the interview and let people know what's going on, you know. Frank Klutz, Google Maps shows about 8 Texas Roadhouse locations in Manila Metro. Yes, there's a lot. Eddie the Eagle says, message deleted. Uh-oh. So I actually had a live stream the other day, which I was doing with the feeding program, and some jerk went on there and just started putting down the people, and it was like, wow, you know, he's insulting the poor people, and it was like right in the middle. It was actually embarrassing. But there's some people out there, you never know. Fresh Aloha, kind of off topic, but is it true that a province Filipina is much more traditional and caring than a city girl? Not always, in some cases. And probably a better quality Filipina to marry or build a relationship with. You know, that I hear that often. You know, I was married to a Filipina that was from the provinces, and that's not necessarily always true. Okay, so they change over time too. Dickie Spaz, I watched Imperial Brown's interview on Philippine Antics. Good stuff. Yeah, Philippine Antics, they're an interesting channel. They're a little bit different, but they do a good job. We usually don't do, I mean, a lot of people think that we do interviews on my channel, and occasionally we will, but very seldom. I usually just like to tell the story and to keep it in short spurts, you know. And that's what our channel is known for, to keep not too much talk. We don't drag things out. We just kind of do it fast, you know, and get the news out there, because people don't want to listen to somebody drag on for 45 minutes when you can cover it in 5 minutes. So Craig Jordan, the Philippine Info Channel, imported beef from USA is another price point for beef. Yes. We get not just beef, but we get ribs here, American style ribs, and they're really, really good. Delicious, actually, from Walmart, and baby back ribs too. Renee Jimenez, my beef with the Philippines is their beef. There we go. Darius says, I've heard about Medicare Part B in the Philippines from some other videos. I think my Philippines journey vlogger has mentioned it would be awesome if they would get a push back from PhilHealth. Yes. Hector Gubat, have you tried carabao meat? I think probably everybody has probably had carabao beef here and probably not known it. I've had some pretty tough meat here before. Let me tell you something. It tasted like it probably was carabao beef. You know, it was probably carabao beef. My bet it probably was. Geechee Lion says, you need to have me as a guest. I'm ready for prime time now. Being on Philippine Antics already. We'll be on again tomorrow on his healthcare subject. I would, Geechee, but you know, that's not like our thing that we do. I'm trying to actually get that thing going on my computer, so we can actually have Sinful's on here too. If I can get that going, and I just haven't had time lately, and plus I've been dealing with an illness too. So once I get past that, I'll probably step up the game a little bit, and maybe I can have you on then. Maybe we can do like a live thing, and that would be good. So, but give me some time. If I can get that up and running, then we'll do something. Maybe we'll do a short one, okay? Like a half hour or less or whatever. We'll talk about everything and try to get people writing more. But I can also talk about it more too if you need be. You can call me on Messenger and we can talk. Dickie Spaz says that was Big Shot Travel, aka Ricky Drama. Oh, was it? Yeah, Ricky Drama is like I don't know. That guy's a goober. He's constant. Somebody said that he was talking about our channel again just recently about my girlfriend. The guy's a real idiot, just an idiot. Liberty Can, do people actually spend time at the beaches a lot and swim, or does it just become common? I don't think there's not too many people at the beaches here. When I go to the beaches, believe it or not, I've never gone to a crowded beach in the Philippines. Even the pool place now is empty. We go there during the week. We have the whole place to ourselves. Tony P says, Sinfuls, the best viewing angle of the 3D billboard is from the spot just in front of Shake Shack. Okay. Let's see. Sinfuls, Tony, thanks. Good to know. Dari, oh, never mind. Maybe in Canada too. And maybe in Canada, LOL. Let's see. Sinfuls, I eat lots of fish, the non-bony kind, haha, like marlin, tuna. I actually like, I don't like salmon. I've had marlin and tuna before. I like tuna. Tuna's actually excellent here. Like a tuna steak. RLV says, high respect, Geechee Lion. Yeah, he's done a phenomenal job, man. I've been following some of the stuff he's doing because he's posting a lot of it, and phenomenal work. I wish him well on that endeavor. If you guys want any information about writing to him, you can always ask him on here, or you can write to me too. Michael L. Dyer, or you can just write to Representative Jackson in the Chicago area. Anthony Thompson, good morning from Dallas, Texas. How you doing, Anthony? Lynn says, try goat meat. I'm not really a big fan of goat meat. I've tried it before. Patrick Lynn, are there any reputable fishing charters in the Philippines? Not that I know of. There must be some, though, somewhere. I'm sure you can rent boats. Down in Ternate, you can rent a boat, and I'm sure they'll get you fishing equipment if you wanted. Darius says, oh, LOL. Eddie the Eagle, good day from Holland, Europe. How you doing, Eddie the Eagle? Darius says, I was thinking caribou. The caribou? No. Carabao? Yes. Let's see. Sinfuls gives off TripAdvisor. Michael L. says, Lynn says, goat is Masarap. Sinfuls, fishing charters. Okay, interesting. Thanks for posting that, Sinful. That's awesome. I'll have to check into that myself now. Larry Craves says, message retracted. Dari, goat is tough. Lynn says, Michael L. They say yes. Michael L. Dari, depends on how it is cooked. Hector Gubat says, Carabao milk is good too. Expensive Bufala mozzarella is made out of water buffalo milk. Tony P, try goat stew. Let's see. Renee Jimenez says, I heard goat was bad. Okay. Bad joke, Renee. Sinful says, Renee Jimenez, ha ha. Let's see. Laurie Craver says, sorry you're having health issues. Hope it gets better soon now. Talking about the jab and swab, I thought only Cebu allowed you to go in that way. I thought all the rest of you have to have the jab. This is true. Lazy Larry Lee says, Renee Jimenez, LMAO. Sinful's put up another boat thing, charter. Kishi Lion says, I'm seeking input for how to act and make the channel Facebook page better. You need to talk, Ichi. Let me know if you put up a channel. Let me know and I'll push the channel for you. Absolutely. I'd actually like to talk about a few channels anyway. Push some of the good channels out there. Sinful says another list. Okay. Michael L says Laurie Craver 3 times Moderna for the win. Wayne Bicknell says good day from North Georgia mountains. Hoping to get back over to PI someday. Visited maybe 20 times over the last 15 years for work. Coca-Cola. If I was single, I would already be there. Let's see. Sinful says Geechee Lion, get rid of Facebook. Be better. Ha ha ha. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Facebook after they kicked me off there that time. And for helping people too, which made it even worse. I was helping expats get their SRV and helping them with claims. Anthony Thompson says goat meat's delicious if cooked and prepared correctly. Dari says raw goat milk is supposed to be the best for kids. Interesting. Lynn says Anthony Thompson, I agree. See, we're almost at the end of the string here. We're almost up to 90 minutes now. I'll stay on here another few minutes to read a few more. We're right at the end of this string, but if you guys post a couple more things, I'll read them on here. Here we go. Sinful says, Wayne Bicknell, I lived in Cartersville and toured the Coca-Cola Museum. I wish I'd seen the Coca-Cola Museum. That's one thing I always missed. I know they have a lot of different flavors, too. I heard you can get them there, too. I got Coca-Cola right here in the bottle. That's the best Coke is in the bottle, too, here in the Philippines. It's cheap, cheap, cheap. I think we pay like 8 pesos a bottle or something like that. It's real, real cheap. Incredibly cheap. Sinful says, well, folks, thanks for the good chat tonight. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you guys watching. And we'll try to be on here next week, guys. Okay, as usual. We're going to try to keep this going as much as we can. If I'm not in the hospital next week, because I do have to go in for an IV drip for 3 days. So if I'm not in the hospital, we will be on next Saturday. Okay, so... But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. We'll see you next week. Okay? And we'll talk then. God bless, guys.